Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I've got some great news for Nvidia stock investors. Of course, Nvidia stock is up a phenomenal 229% so far in 2023, but in my opinion, that gain is justified. A lot of times you'll hear me talking about a stock price that has increased substantially, and I will say that it didn't deserve to go up by that much, that it was getting ahead of itself, that there was too much hype around that stock. With Nvidia, I haven't thought that's been the case.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
It's earned this stock price increase with its improved performance. So in this video, I'm going to highlight what happened in its latest quarter and why it earned and it has earned these big increases in stock price. So let's get right into it. So in its latest quarter, Nvidia delivered revenue of $18.1 billion, which was up 34% from the previous quarter and up more than 200% from the same quarter in the prior year. Additionally, that was better than the $16 billion in revenue that management thought it would deliver in the current quarter. It's rare for a company to deliver revenue of $2.1 billion more than what it was forecasting, more than what it even thought it was going to deliver, especially at this scale when you're looking at 16 billion to 18.1 billion, a massive outperformance. And when Nvidia gave this outlook and said that they're expecting 16 billion for this current quarter, I came out and I said, wow, that's a great forecast. Investors should be happy about that forecast. But I was also cautioning investors not to get too excited about that because I was saying that this was a forecast, that this is something management is forecasting. Doesn't mean it's actually going to deliver this. But lo and behold, Nvidia delivered something even better than what it was forecasting at 18.1 billion. And Nvidia didn't deliver this 18.1 billion of revenue while losing money on the bottom line. Nvidia delivered this $18 billion in revenue while increasing its gross profit to over 70%. 70% gross profit margin and significant improvement on the bottom line. So like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Nvidia's performance has justified this significant price increase, and this is just the tip of the iceberg here with revenue. Let's continue. So Nvidia HGX with Infinity Band together are essentially the reference architecture for AI supercomputers. And some of the most exciting generative AI applications are built and run on Nvidia, including Adobe, Firefly, ChatGPT, and Microsoft 365 Copilot. Our data center compute revenue quadrupled from last year, and networking revenue nearly tripled. Nearly tripled. This has been the story for 2023. Artificial intelligence has been the most popular investing trend for 2023, and Nvidia is at the forefront of that cutting edge technology. All these companies like Microsoft and ChatGPT and Nvidia are Adobe are using Nvidia's GPUs like the HGX for their computing needs, for their accelerators, and it's really fueling the growth of the effectiveness in AI. And this is why Nvidia's performance has absolutely exploded in 2023. Nvidia was already a fast growing company. Its GPUs were growing in areas like cloud computing and driverless car technology. And now this is even further growth from Nvidia fueled by artificial intelligence. Consumer internet companies and enterprises drove exceptional sequential growth in the third quarter, comprising approximately half of their data center revenue and outpacing total growth. Companies like Meta Platforms are in full production with deep learning and recommender systems. That's where the gains are coming from. Companies like Meta Platforms who see a huge benefit in using artificial intelligence to recommend the type of content its users are most likely to engage with, because if Meta Platforms can get each user to stay on the platform for 5 minutes longer or 10 minutes longer, that's that much more advertising it can show those people and that much more revenue and profit that Meta can generate. So it's very interested in using artificial intelligence to recommend the best type of content, the one that's most likely to garner user engagement. And so companies like Meta are using artificial intelligence for that purpose. And then broader enterprises are developing custom AI for vertical industry applications such as Tesla and autonomous driving. That's another area, and that's one area that longer term I think could be an even bigger driver of artificial intelligence is driverless technology, autonomous driving. Tesla is investing billions of dollars in this technology in the hopes of developing autonomous driving, and it could really boost demand for Nvidia in the current quarter. Surprisingly, this segment for Nvidia was not a strong grower, but longer term, I think this can be the next leg of sequential growth for Nvidia and Nvidia stock investors. They have significantly increased supply every quarter this year to meet the strong demand and expect to continue to do so next year. We will also have a broader and faster product launch cadence to meet growing and diverse set of AI opportunities. This is what has impressed me as well with Nvidia. As I observed during the pandemic, there was a lot of companies that experienced a boom in demand because of the unprecedented nature of the pandemic. There was concentrated consumer demand, but not every company was able to meet that consumer demand with an increase in supply, especially not hardware companies, especially not companies that were selling real things, right? If you were a company like Netflix, it was easy to meet that higher customer demand. They didn't have to do anything new. Customers just clicked and signed up to Netflix. But with a company like Nvidia, they're selling physical products. And so it's difficult to experience a 50% or 100% increase in consumer demand year over year, because now you've got to produce essentially double what you were producing last year. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to plan for. It's not an easy thing to execute effectively. And so it's impressive that Nvidia has been able to do that while at the same time keeping profit margins high and moving higher. Not only that, but now they're saying that they're going to increase the rate at which they're going to develop new technology to meet this increase in customer demand. And so they're increasing their rate of innovation, which is just truly impressive. It's just that's why I say this quarter was really this quarter and the previous quarter too was really great news for Nvidia stock investors. It's not surprising to me that the stock price is up so much. Even the bad news was good news, right? The bad news that came out of the current quarter was the report about China, right? The US government is restricting exports of certain technology to China. And so for Nvidia, sales to China and the other destinations that were impacted, that contributed roughly 20 to 25% of its revenue. But Nvidia is saying that we expect that our sales to these destinations will decline significantly in Q4, but they believe that it'll be more than offset by strong growth in other regions. It'll be more than offset by strong growth in other regions. So usually when this chunk of your business gets hurt, that's really bad news for a company. But with Nvidia, demand is so strong for its product that it can shift that demand elsewhere. It can shift that supply elsewhere and give that inventory to other customers. They're experiencing a boom in demand, and so they can just take that and allocate it elsewhere, which even the bad news, like I said, was good news in this quarter for Nvidia stock investors. So for all of these reasons that I highlighted in this video, I think Nvidia's stock price increase so far this year has been justified. I've had Nvidia stock rated as a buy almost all year long, and I'm keeping Nvidia stock rated as a buy even though the stock is up so much already. I think that Nvidia has earned that increase, and I still think the stock is not too expensive when you consider the growth prospects ahead for Nvidia. If you enjoyed this video and you want more free content just like this one, you will want to subscribe to my channel. I cannot overstate how important it is for you to subscribe. With just a click of a button, you can help the production of more free financial analysis for you to enjoy.